Escape the dungeon!
Hello, everybody. This is Escape the Dungeon, the podcast where we ask you to join us as we explore the world beyond the world's oldest role-playing game. My name is Mike Cripps, and I will be your host and game master, and I am joined by three stellar players. Zach Brass.
That's me.
Dom Brass.
That is me.
And Nate Brass.
Me is that.
Each season, we will be playing a different tabletop role-playing game. This season, we are playing Scum and Villainy, a Forged in the Dark game published by Evil Hat Productions. You guys, I've been thinking a lot about the post-apocalypse recently. I don't know about you.
Is it because you've been watching Fallout?
I have been watching Fallout.
Is that why you've been thinking about the post-apocalypse, or is it just unrelated?
In part. General anxieties about the fate of the world, are not a non-factor. But yeah, this Fallout show is pretty good. Have you guys been watching that?
Yeah, actually. By the way, I don't like Fallout as a video game,
That's
or
dumb.
Bethesda games in general.
Dude,
for the most part.
Bro. Just get out of here.
They're just not my jam, I get it. That's fine, But yeah, no, I like the show. It was good.
I don't know, Zach. Everyone just stopped listening when you said you hate Bethesda games. It's like, what the fuck? What is this?
Yeah, probably. Skyrim, meh.
Dude, shut up. Don't say that, okay?
More of an Elden Ring kind of guy.
Well, yeah, obviously. Okay, let's not even go there.
Nate, have you been watching Fallout?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I loved Fallout 3 as a kid. It's one of my favorite gaming experiences of my long life. I'm 87 years old. But the show it captures like that feeling so perfectly, and then like just the little things like the big red button to get out of the vault are just so right from the game world. And I just think the like silliness of Fallout kind of perfectly allows that. I love it.
Yeah, I've got about 2 episodes left in the series, I think.
Same.
But I've really been liking it. I'm blown away by how good it looks.
Same. You compare that to the Avatar show earlier this year where everything looked like, cosplay.
Oh my God. Yeah. That Avatar show looked terrible.
I expected the Fallout show to have a similar feel to it, where everything felt fake, a little plasticky.
No, it feels real and lived in, and I think they did a really good job with it.
They did do a really good job, in my opinion. And I watch it with our editor Tyler, and he's a huge Fallout fan. He plays Fallout 4 periodically every few months on survival mode. And what struck me is that as somebody who has very little knowledge about Fallout, honestly, I probably played about 10 hours of Fallout 3 over a decade ago. It was super easily watchable for me, but then he was getting all of these like crazy details that didn't feel like I was missing out too much. Some of these shows, it's like, oh, if you don't have the requisite background, then fuck you, basically.
I reinstalled like a couple of the Fallout games to dive back into after watching this, and there's a Fallout TTRPG, and it seems like people are hungry for the Fallout franchise now that the show is out and well received. So hey, maybe that'll be a future season of Escape the Dungeon.
No promises.
But what I really wanted to talk about in regards to all of this is how we think we would handle a post-apocalypse situation.
What kind of apocalypse?
I guess we should at least start with, nuclear fallout wasteland, right?
Broadly speaking, good. is my opinion of how I would do.
Wow, look at this guy.
Yeah, I actually, yeah.
There's radiation everywhere. I'm dead, bro. I'm dead. I'm not managing this well.
Obviously, the radiation factor is an issue, you know, but like, assuming that I survive the just like, you know, cancer that spreads through 90% of the population and all that, and I'm just like good, like now I just stuck living in this wasteland where I can't drink water and shit. Like, I think my chances of survival are like above average for sure. 100%.
I just turn into a ghoul and live forever.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah, Nate found the smart answer.
No, I'm good. I have got medical background. You know, I was an Eagle Scout.
Oh,
so,
I was
you know, I know how to
waiting.
camp and stuff.
I've been watching the timer, waiting for how long it would take you to mention that you're an Eagle Scout, Zach.
Okay, wait.
Well,
wait,
that was at
wait.
least a minute. So
I'm also an Eagle Scout, so just so we, you know, just so it's clear.
But honestly, I think the fact that I was a military medic probably supersedes it.
Probably. So.
Originally, I was going to pitch the question as, like, what do you think your skill set that you could offer, like, a group of survivors, what would your best skill be? And I was going to jokingly say that, well, Dom and Zach, you're both Eagle Scouts, so I assume the biggest skill that you bring is telling everybody that you're Eagle Scouts.
I wouldn't say it's my greatest skill, but yeah, it's
top 5.
Probably my encyclopedic knowledge of Mirelurks and Deathclaws, I think.
How much HP do those bad boys got, Dom?
Okay, so when I said encyclopedic knowledge, what I meant is I know what those are.
I don't think you know what an encyclopedia is.
I think the biggest skill set that I could bring to a group of survivors in a post-apocalypse situation is that I'm really good at being the guy who, like, when people are debating and arguing about, like, what the plan is, I'm good at being the guy who's like, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
You do that a lot.
You do that, and that
So
is going to
much.
be either your it's going to be a boon for you or your downfall.
Oh, yeah. It either is going to solve a lot of problems or get me immediately shot by one of the angry survivors. But I feel like you need that kind of person in a crisis situation. The one who's like, guys, we gotta actually do something.
I agree.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think honestly we make a good troop together, but you're making that point. Like, if it was just the Brass Brothers, we just get into like a long debate about something and lose track of time, and we get like assassinated.
Long bickering arguments about what's happening until somebody gets shot by somebody else that's not the three of us because they ran into us arguing and heard us and snuck up on us.
I would leave you two. I need different skill sets. You guys don't have what I need.
Nate, what do you think you bring to a post-apocalypse survivor group?
Well, it's not Eagle Scout.
Solutions.
What?
Solutions. No, listen to him. He's dead.
A natural born leader.
He does TED Talks. Post-apocalyptic TED Talks.
Really an ideas guy.
Yeah, right.
And his idea is to hide in the shelter.
My idea is you guys go get the food, bring it over here, and I'll decide who gets the food. I got you guys.
That's a good position to be in.
He might be able to make a fire.
I just bring a certain je ne sais quoi to the survivor colony.
I think I could be elected mayor in a like post-apocalyptic survivors setting.
I mean, that's the dream, right?
Not everyone's dream. You need the foot soldiers to make yourself the mayor. But that's me. I'm the mayor.
And Dom and Zach, I guess you guys are the foot soldiers.
I think I have to get rid of Zach. I don't think he's willing to let me be mayor, and I'm a better mayor than him. So I think I gotta make the call.
All right, guys, let's not be assassinating each other already, okay? let's chill, okay? Apocalypse, we can do this in a civil way.
Dom, I could turn into a foot soldier.
Dude, chill, okay?
Not if you assassinated me. Dom would then become your mortal enemy. It would be like a brother feud.
He never has to know.
Nobody's saying anything about assassinating each other. Now, exiling each other to the wasteland, that's a different story.
Quite possible.
Also not dope, guys. I'm not a fan of this. Why are we fighting each other in the wasteland? We should be working together.
Honestly, I think assassinating Zach's the safer bet. Dom won't find out until at least season 2 or 3, and by then I'll have enough backup that we can take him out as well.
That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. You're the bad guy, dude. He's the bad guy.
But it's fine because actually I survived in the wasteland and you have to go find me because you sound like you're the main character, honestly, in this story.
Well, I mean, it's certainly not him. He's the bad guy.
I think the main character is totally unrelated to us. I think you guys both die and I just am someone else's villain in someone else's story. It's not about us.
Dude, wow, okay.
You know what it is about? It's about the characters in our podcast. Welcome to the Procyon sector. 40,000 leagues under the sea of Mem, our heroes are once more hunting magical mystery relics. There is a key hidden in a chantry of the Agony, which just so happens to be protected in the bowels of a freakish, radioactive sea creature of myth. Crash, Cypher, and Gorpheus have survived an encounter with the Agony previously, but will they get so lucky a second time? Will they acquire the artifact and return it to the ancient hegemonic mother to earn an award? Or will they be floored by a horde of bioengineered mutant cultists before they can board the Phoenix 13? You guys are in the belly of the mutant way kraken. You are walking on ground made of fleshy organs that are sort of pulsing and writhing with your footsteps. And you are sort of up on a hill, quote unquote, looking down into a valley. And in the center of the valley is the chantry of the Agony.
It's like a fucked up Pinocchio.
Yeah. It's like this metal cathedral looking building that's almost like jutting out of the flesh of this creature in this airtight, stomach-like chamber that you are in. Before you get going, the mutant way kraken is still alive. And you can feel it reacting to your presence here in a quite unpleasant way. And so I am going to start an 8-segment clock that I'm sorry, I really don't have a better name for than barfed. When that clock fills, you and everything in here will be violently ejected from the mutant way kraken, and that is not going to be a pleasant experience.
I mean, it won't be pleasant, but like, it's not the worst thing that could happen.
Let me put it this way. That will not be an experience you will be able to survive.
Okay.
No, yeah, I like that you put it that way, because I was planning our escape plan. I'm like, oh, we're going to get puked out. He definitely wants us to get puked. That's the most fun thing.
What I mean by that is if you are not in the submarine when that happens, you will be ejected out into the watery depths of the bottom of Mem, which is not a situation any of you guys can survive. If you happen to get into the submarine before that happens and then it happens, probably have a better shot. Still probably not too pleasant.
Oh, dude, we got this. We got this.
So, with that in mind, you can tell that a clock is ticking, so to speak. What do you guys want to do?
Blow up the whale.
Well, we have to... Shouldn't we run in and grab the artifact and then blow up the whale?
Yeah, maybe we could distract them and one of us could sneak in and grab the artifact.
Well, Cypher, how sneaky are you? Because, let's be honest, I think we're probably the best at taking on a horde of violent cultists.
I don't think he's very sneaky. Remember the ship when we were fighting the pirates and he smashed
I remember. But, you guys did a whole mission without me. He could have gotten a lot sneakier. Maybe he was practicing.
Oh, he did not get sneakier. Yeah, he tried to be sneaky too. He got kneecapped because he was trying to be sneaky. It didn't work.
I'm a robot who constantly sparks because they are injured. So I'm not the best at sneaking.
How are you guys doing on harm, by the way? I can't remember if everybody is healed or not.
Crash is good.
Gorpheus is also good.
I've been kneecapped.
And you did not get that repaired.
No, you're just gonna break it again.
Good to know. What level harm was that?
2.
Oof. 2. A level 2 harm. Good for me to know.
Okay, well. I guess we should leave Cypher with you, as the bodyguard, as the, muscle of the crew.
Yeah, maybe that's the best way.
Can I pose the thought that we are currently in a giant kraken controlled by way cultists? Is sneaking an option when they can sense us?
It kind of worked last time, so maybe?
I don't know how the way works, I'll be honest. Garfius, if you concentrate really hard, could you make like a mini map for us?
Could you?
Like a marker? Maybe. A mini map? No. Fully no.
Yeah, kind of like when you're playing a video game and it like has that arrow that points to where we need to go.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe. Basically, I don't think it'll be an arrow. I am gonna try to use my powers of the way to psychically try to figure out the direction and best area that I can kind of figure of where this key is at. Is it sort of in the center of the chantry?
I mean, probably.
Is it in one of the tentacles?
Oof. Okay, so I can't sense it.
All right, look, we're just going to have to go for this, baby. We don't have much time. I'll tell you what, you guys make a frontal assault. I'll try and sneak around the back and see if I can find it. We've got radio, and we'll figure it out.
I think we should all stick together and just blow shit up this time.
Well, I mean, we do never do that.
Yeah.
I mean, no, yeah, this is an assault mission, so that's definitely an option.
Let's just go for it, guys.
All right, well, let's just go for it. We're all heavily loaded.
All right, fuck it. Let's go for it.
All right, we're going for the assault.
What does that look like?
Okay, so we're going to try and catch them somewhat off guard with a bunch of explosives that we lob into the group.
Okay, so we're right next to the cathedral. It's got doors, right? Like
you are like looking down on the cathedral from a higher vantage point.
Yeah, so we're gonna head towards there and try and okay, so like, is there like just a crowd outside of it?
You actually don't see any figures.
All right, so we're gonna approach then.
Okay, yeah, just approaching openly. You start walking down the hill, the flesh hill, towards the chantry.
It's obviously like a classic tactical walk, like the military style. We're like ready for shit.
Yeah, it's in slow motion. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you approach weapons drawn, and are you just going to start like opening fire like on the building? Are you?
All right, are we just going to burst in?
No, I think we're dialed in now. We can.
All right, can you use the? All right, fuck it. Let's just burst in.
Let's explode out through one of the cathedral windows, because they definitely have cathedral windows, and we're gonna we can get rope and because it feels cooler if we're swinging on ropes when we're jumping in and shooting at them, and that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, we have grappling hooks.
Obviously, tactical sunglasses.
Oh yeah, obviously. Okay, make sure you put that in your inventory though, dude. Make sure you have room for that.
It's an italicized item.
Yeah,
it
right.
doesn't take a load.
Yeah, so you try and burst through the windows via grappling hooks. I'm gonna need an action roll from somebody.
I will happily roll scrap.
Sure, go ahead and give me a risky standard scrap roll.
That's a 5. I'll take it.
A 5. You know what that means. You do it, but there is a consequence. Gorpheus, you shoot up your grappling hook. Don't forget to mark that on your character sheet. You swing from the grappling hook, crash through a stained glass window, and you land in the middle of this chantry. And just like the one that you saw previously back on Lithios, you see that as soon as you land, you are immediately surrounded by mutants and freaks that have had these horrible grafts and like limbs and experiments done to them. They're human, but they don't look human at all. They look beyond human. And they start like snapping their teeth at you and growling and screaming at your presence, but they don't lunge like you maybe thought they would. Not at first.
I think Gorpheus pauses for a moment, his sword drawn, but having expected them to lunge at him.
And the reason they don't lunge at you right away is that there is a flash of purple light. And you suddenly feel like you can't quite move, Gorpheus. And your eyes go to the ceiling of this place, and you see hanging from the ceiling, crawling across it like some terrible insect, is a woman. A woman that has far too many arms and legs on an extended torso. So she is like a millipede.
Burn it! Burn it!
Yikes!
And she is looking at you from the ceiling, her head bent backwards to stare down at you. And her eyes are glowing purple, and she starts to skitter down the wall extremely quickly.
This is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Gorpheus, this is why I say you shouldn't pick our missions. We always end up against these creepy goats.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Gorpheus, you are able to move, but you realize that there is some sort of way effect that is happening to you. I would like you to mark a level 1 harm slowed.
Ooh, gross, dude.
It's like you are walking through a malaise of way energy.
So, I want to shoot this millipede thing, but I want to do it with I have this weird class specific item called Mystic Ammunition.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
So, I like to imagine that what was his name? Kulak?
Yeah, the scientist.
Kulak, this cool scientist, totally gave it to me right before we left.
Flashback. Oh, hey, Captain Crash.
Oh, Kulak. What's up?
Hey, there's a pretty good chance that we run into some weird, crazy wave shit down there at the bottom of the ocean. So I've been working on a little project.
Oh, you wanted to tell me something?
Yeah, I was like talking to you for a full 30 seconds. What?
No, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say something else.
Oh, and he's like he's holding a fancy new gun, basically. He's like, what do you think I was going to say?
Nothing. Oh, you have a gun for me.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's just a project I've been working on. It'll be really good at killing things that are, powered by the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'll treasure it.
You're a weird guy, nice. Captain Crash. Back to the present. You load up the new mystic ammunition that Kulak developed, and you start opening fire on this.
This is for you, Kulak.
On this millipede lady. Give me an action roll.
All right. Well, obviously, I guess that's a scrap. I'm shooting it. I can think of nothing better.
Makes sense to me. Because you've got the mystic ammunition, that will definitely give you improved effect on here. So let's call this risky and then upgraded from limited, what it would normally be against this lady, to standard.
Beautiful. I'm going to take our gambit.
Okay.
You got a devil's bargain for me?
You remember those worms that came up from the ocean floor last episode?
Sure do.
They're working their way through the body of the mutant way kraken, sort of digging their way through, trying to get to the center of this thing. They're going to start popping up. And because of them weaseling their way through, I am going to mark off one segment of the barfed clock.
I think we'll take it.
Okay, up to 1 of 8 on that.
Oh, God. I needed it, too. 5.
Yeah, wow, jeez.
Jesus Christ, terrible rolls.
4 would have been the same.
Wow, that was 5 dice on that roll.
And I got a 5.
And the best you got was a single 5.
Yeah.
Yikes, dude.
So you do it, but there's a consequence. Harm, a complication occurs, you have reduced effect, you end up in a desperate position. So I think what happens here is you open fire on this millipede lady. You blast her like 2, 3, 4 good shots. And you see that they like cripple a couple of her hands and legs as she's skittering down. And she lets out this horrible hissing noise that doesn't sound like it should come from a human, just like a... I am going to start a 6-segment clock. That will be basically her health, and I will mark 2 segments off for your standard success, but she also lunges at you, Crash, and she just like fully gets on top of you, and she opens her mouth far too wide, exposing way too many sharp teeth.
Oh, don't like it.
And she is going to bite your arm tearing into your flesh. And I would like you to mark a level 2 harm.
Jeez, this has been a tough encounter.
And I would like that to be called Weird Bite, I guess.
Nice.
Weird bite.
And as she pulls away from it, your arm is like immediately going kind of numb and tingly.
Ah, lovely.
Cypher, what are you doing in this moment?
As she jumps onto the captain, just as we planned, he is the bait, and I would like to pilot my fine small Urbot to like drop some bombs on it.
Sure. Sending out your drone to drop some bombs. Go ahead. I'm going to need an action roll for this.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a helm roll.
Sure. Give me a risky limited helm roll.
Limited?
Yeah, you don't have any special things to be more effective against weird way mutants, do you?
No, I just have bombs.
You should have had a flashback too, man. What are you doing?
Bombs are more effective against everyone.
That's a 6.
That is a 6, which means you do it without consequence. And so you just drop a load of bombs onto this lady with all these insect-like features, and she does not get out of the way at all. It is a direct hit. Boom, 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 boom. Just this barrage of little explosions that Crash, you can see from underneath this horrible woman as she lets out another shriek of pain, and that is going to be one more segment on that 6-segment clock for Aretha Health. That's her name, Aretha. This is a named character.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I feel like I have to talk to her.
No. But we got a gambit, guys. Don't forget to use it.
Yes, that was a risky 6, so you do gain a gambit. Gorpheus, what are you doing in this moment?
Okay, maybe I should try to psychic link with her, since she's a named character and all.
Sure.
Everyone has a name, Orpheus.
Yeah, that's a little rude.
I don't know. He threw it out there. Now I need to know, you know?
One of the like mutant freaks in the chantry just like way in the back away from you just goes, I'm Chauncey.
Oh, wait. Should I psychic link with Chauncey?
No. Psychic link with the creepy centipede.
I don't notice a Slender Man looking guy hanging around, by the way, do I?
And as you immediately look around, no, you do not see any sign of Noro, the man from Lithios.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I can talk to him. I don't need to talk to this lady. She's clearly way too disturbing. I'm going to take my sword. I'm just going to try to, as best I can to try to cut her head off. I try not to do this. Just a scrap roll.
Okay. Give me a risky scrap. Do you have anything that, like, your sword has, like, a special bonus thing, right? Doesn't it?
Yeah, so my Psy Blade, you can focus the Way energy into your melee weapon. While charged, the weapon can cut through non-shielded materials with ease, and you gain potency on your melee attacks.
Good to know. So you would get increased potency from that, but because you have that level 1 harm that is slowing you down, that is going to give you reduced effect as well, essentially canceling that out. So that is going to be a risky limited scrap roll.
That's a 5.
Oof.
That is a 5, so you do it, but with limited effect and a consequence. So again, that is going to be one more segment of her clock, bringing her up to 4 of 6. You guys have her on the ropes despite how much damage she has done to you guys so far. But something bad's going to happen. And she is going to, as you slice into her with your crystal blade of many shards, she again howls out in pain, and this time in like a clicking insectoid-like voice. You can understand her say, "Enemy! Get them!" And the various mutants all around this chantry begin to descend upon you as well. I'm going to kick you up to a desperate situation now.
Oh, crap. I just kind of want to try and finagle my fancy new way pistol into her face and see if I can shoot her head and kill her.
Would you like to do anything like more interesting and dynamic?
Well, I'm stuck.
Fair point. No, fair point. Fair point. What if you like shot like a chandelier or something?
Not explosive barrels,
unfortunately. I was thinking the same thing.
Like video game logic. Oh, I just want to blow up a bunch of barrels.
Can I jump on her back and ride her as she skitters off of my friend?
Totally. Yes. Give me an action roll, Cypher, as you piggyback Aretha the centipede woman.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a scramble. I'm assuming because of my kneecapped, that's minus 1d.
Yes, yeah, because you are kneecapped.
What's my effect?
Yeah, desperate position. I think she is not expecting this at all. I will give you great effect for this.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Don't forget that gambit.
Yeah, and then I'm going to use the gambit to even myself out there. Do you have a devil's bargain?
One more segment on the barfed clock.
I can help you instead for stress.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Just try and fucking, kick her or something into him. Make it easier. She's on top of me. So just pistol whip her in the face.
Spit in her eyes.
Yes, that's exactly what I do. Just spit in her eyes.
Hey, that's a 6.
That is a 6. You do it without consequence. Don't forget to mark XP for rolling that desperate roll. As even with your injured kneecap, Cypher, you hop on the back of this centipede woman, Aretha, and she is so caught off guard by this that she immediately begins skittering off of Crash, freeing him, and starts like weaving in and out of the horde of the agony, sort of disrupting them as they were getting ready to attack. And you like have freed the captain, and you have created an opening here for your teammates.
Yeehaw! Captain, take a picture!
So while Captain Crash is taking out his phone to take a picture, I grab him and we start darting towards where I am going to surmise the magical way artifact is, using my mystic knowledge and brilliance with the way.
Sure. I would like an action roll for you to see if you can try and find this thing.
I'm going to attune.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to stay in desperate because of Cypher's action. I will say that this gets kicked up to great effect. So give me a desperate great attune roll.
That is going to be... That's 2 6s. That's a crit! Crit!
Okay, that is a crit, Dom, which means that you... immediately, like as you open up your mind to the way, you are able to push back the feeling of the chantry, this insidious version of the way that is trying to get into your mind and corrupt you. you move it to the side and you focus instead only on the signal that is being sent to you by the key artifact that you seek. And so with Captain Crash, you are able to move around people through the horde that is being disrupted, and you find a hallway and you make a right turn, you make a left turn, you know exactly where to go to weave in and out, just following the signal. You wind up in a small room that has just a single altar sitting in the middle of it. And on the altar, floating above it and rotating, is a crystal key, just like the one you found on Lithios.
Quick, Gorpheus, grab the key.
I quickly grab the key.
As you go to grab the key, a hand with far too long fingers grabs your wrist. And stepping out from the shadows of this room, a man with far too long arms and far too long legs, and a head with brain matter and a single green shard of crystal protruding from it, steps into your view.
Oh shit, is that Razor?
Our mortal enemy.
Well. If it isn't my old friend, Gorpheus.
Gorpheus is your nemesis.
Yes, the villain.
Well, you're a villain.
What brings you to Mem, Gorpheus?
Don't worry about it. I just, I wanted to go to the beach.
I know. You seek my key. You already took the first one. Are you really so greedy, Gorpheus?
Well, technically, I'm actually here because of a girl. But yes, I'm going to take the key now.
It's not really your key anyway. We're kind of on public property right now. I mean, I don't think this is your kraken. I mean...
a girl. I understand. The things we do for love.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. It's more like an early days thing. And, also, this is kind of what we do as, like, a career choice, so.
Messiah Al-Nimamar. Is that correct?
Okay, I don't like this so much. Do you want to maybe fight to the death now, or we're just gonna keep making veiled threats?
No, Gorpheus.
No, and he crouches down in this like wide stance to get on eye level with you.
I don't wish to fight you, Gorpheus.
And he touches the green crystal in his head.
I have seen your memories, your feelings, your dreams. They have become mine own since we were joined on Lithios.
Oh, I don't like that. I mean, I guess in the, concept of understanding, so you're going to just let us take the key and stop killing people?
I will offer you a trade, Gorpheus.
Okay.
I know you already have our key from Lithios. Soon you may have this other, and then there is but one more before you can use them to reopen the lost Hantu Gate.
Okay. So what trade do you want to make?
When you open the gate and you travel to wherever it may lead, I would ask of you this. Bring with you a small piece of the agony, so that we may spread into what lies beyond the gate.
When you say a small piece, how much is a small piece?
He reaches up to his head and twists off a small piece of gray matter and holds it out to you.
Oh, fuck me. Okay. I mean, yeah, I'll take it. Like, let's not kill each other if we don't have to. I take the gray matter.
He lets out a wide, wicked smile on his face.
Ew, don't like that.
Takes the crystal key in his hand and gives it to you, Gorpheus.
What?
Okay, let's get out of here, dude. Let's get out of here.
Over the radio, you hear,
Gorpheus, Captain, where'd you guys go?
We got the key. We're good. Let's make our grand escape now.
Gorpheus, if you do not honor this deal, I will kill everyone you love. Do you understand?
I think I do. Catch you on the flip side, you know? Stay groovy.
He smiles and he disappears back into the shadows of this room.
I like to think throughout that entire conversation, there is just random explosions in the background.
Right.
Well, let's cut over to that, Cypher, as you are now dealing with this centipede woman and horde of the agony by yourself. Kind
How
of
did
a
that
familiar
happen?
situation for you, right? Remember what happened last time?
Yep, I got plenty of stress this time.
Yeah.
Tell me what you are doing in this situation.
I think as the thing first skitters off, Cypher truly just pulls out, two blaster pistols, not a heavy blaster, two-handed blaster pistols, just shooting at like the agony guys as I ride past. Just trying to create a distraction.
Sure, I would love an action roll for this.
You got it. So what's my position? Probably controlled.
I think I'm going to kick you up from desperate to risky, because of how good this has already been for you guys. What skill did you say you're using?
I'm using scrap to just blast at these guys.
Yeah, if you're blasting at the horde, give me a risky standard scrap roll.
You got a bargain for me? I'm fiending for it.
Yeah, I mean, just one more segment on the barfed clock.
How many segments is that?
Currently only at 1 of 8.
Oh, dude,
So
we're good.
you've got plenty.
That's a 5.
Did you accept the bargain?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so you start blasting members of the Agony as you ride around bouncing on top of this horrible weird lady. And you are just mowing down members of the Agony. And as Gorpheus and Crash reappear with the key in hand, and you are able to keep them safe away from the cultists as they start running. But what happens here is more of these stained glass windows burst forth, sending shards spilling out into the chantry halls, as just tons of these weird underwater worms start pouring in. So now we've got worms, we've got the Agony, you're in the stomach of a radioactive mutant way kraken. You gotta get out before all of this goes to shit. What are you guys doing?
Can I direct the centipede woman to crawl towards the submarine?
You can certainly try.
Try and like rein her.
Yeah, give me an action roll to train the centipede woman.
I'm gonna go with a command.
I think command is probably the option that makes the most sense here. Give me a risky limited command roll.
I think you should win with consort.
That's a 5.
That is a 5, which means you do in fact get out of the chantry on the back of the centipede woman. But that's about as far as you get. You get away from the rest of the horde before she like bucks you off and sends you skidding across the fleshy ground of the mutant way kraken.
Yeah,
The fleshy ground that is like vibrating to your every movement, pulsating with life. This woman, she like raises her long body up, ready to pounce at you, Cypher. And she says, "Enough, little Urbot. It's time I tear you apart for your disrespect."
Captain! Gorpheus!
And she is getting ready to lunge at Cypher.
I remember, so the chantry's made of metal or something.
Yes, it is.
Approximating.
I
am going to use, I thought you did, sorry. I'm going to use my psychomagnetic powers. I want to grab one of the, definitely, it's a chantry. It's a fucked up chantry. It's definitely got like cathedral spikes. So I'm going to try to use my psychomagnetic powers to drag the spike and launch it at this lady before she kills my good robot buddy.
Sure. I am going to need an action roll from you.
I'm going to make an attune roll for that. Oh, dear.
Okay. I'm going to push you back down to desperate as the consequence for Cypher's last roll. So give me a desperate standard attune roll.
I want to support with suppressing fire.
Take another stress, and Gorpheus will get a bonus die.
That's a 5.
That is a 5 on a standard roll. So you're going to get the final 2 segments of the Aretha health clock, meaning that just before she can lunge at and tear apart Cypher, this, makeshift javelin pierces through her stomach, and she looks down at it. Oh no! And she falls limp on the piece. But Cypher, you can see that the javelin spike actually went all the way through her and left a decent sized impact into the fleshy floor of the mutant way kraken. As it makes such a significant impact, the entire walls shake of this place. And on a desperate consequence, that is going to be three more segments of the barfed clock, bringing you up to 5 of 8.
I think that's our cue to get out of here, guys.
Okay, because she got murked. Am I still slow?
No. So with her death, she's no longer able to maintain the command of the way that was impeding you. You can remove that level 1 harm.
I don't suppose her weird bite is less severe now that she's dead.
Nope, that one is still just as bad.
Well, look, gentlemen, I think it's time we did what we do best and take the treasure and go.
Captain, is your arm infected?
Probably, but we'll have Gorpheus look at it once we're back above the water.
Yeah.
Or maybe even better, we could have our new buddy Kulak take a look.
I mean, looking at what I see right now, I just got to say, I mean, probably I would just say Metal Arm's going to look really cool, dude.
You know, as much as I'd rock a Metal Arm, I'd really miss this one. So we'll have our resident new doctor, who I'm totally going to convince to stay with us forever.
Crash has a lot of good memories with that arm.
I do. It's been a lot of lonely nights in space.
As you guys are talking about this, a mass of agony cultists and worms burst through the chantry walls.
Ah, shit, we got distracted talking again. We gotta go.
The worms.
What if we set off explosives to shoot off like bile that? Because
I was going to say you could magnetically. We could make like a sled that you magnetically fly along the ground while I shoot at the worms.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. No, that works. And we could use drones to like echolocate and figure out where the fuck we're going so we can get back to the sub. We just need enough energy to propel the sled. That's the only thing.
What if I was the sled?
Oh my god.
You guys get on my back and Gorpheus makes me fly.
Gorpheus, use your magnetic power on him and propel him.
This is what we're doing. Absolutely. Just can we do like jet boosters to get us going, and then I'm gonna I'll take care of the heavy lifting here. But
I have like really weak boosters on my spacesuit.
I've got really weak boosters on my spacesuit too, so I can hold on real tight.
Perfect.
Yeah, okay. I think we take a bunch of explosives, put a metal plate over them, and all prepare on top of Cypher, explode that, and then propel him with our propellers. And I'm going to try to use my force powers to steer us back to the submarine.
Wow. Okay. That is what this game is all about, baby.
Let's go.
I am going to need, it sounds like an action roll from Gorpheus is doing like the primary work here. But if Cypher or Crash wants to take some stress to aid with their jet booster type stuff, that sounds like something that would make sense.
Yeah, I'll aid.
I certainly don't mind taking a little bit more stress. All right, well, if you want to do it.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a tune. Risky, desperate?
Desperate, absolutely. Desperate, standard.
That's 3 6s. I'm not in love with that, but there's a 3 in between, so we're clean.
That's a crit. That's a 6 for each of us as we Voltron together.
That's actually a good point. That is 6.
Yes.
That's so true. So that is
Triple crit.
Just like describe this for me. How what this looks like, how this works.
This is the culmination of the Phoenix 13 right here.
for sure.
So I'm thinking
Gorpheus kind of koala bears and like hug Cypher from the front.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's good.
And then rides like under Cypher as we're flying, and the captain kind of sits atop and blasts the blaster like at the enemies.
Yeah, I'm like piggy, yeah, like, you know, backing on top of Cypher while shooting dual pistols, because I was gonna take a heavy pistol, but then obviously Kulak gave me the blaster pistol for the Mystics, so I gotta have that in one hand and my regular one, so it works out perfectly.
Oh yeah, and this is great. And Gorpheus is a little annoyed that he's not on top, considering he's driving, but it's fine. This is like actually like giving me PTSD to weird nightmares.
Crash's leg is definitely in Gorpheus's face, and it's a little annoying for seeing where he's going.
And Cypher is full Superman pose.
Oh yeah. So we launch up, and it's just like that scene, or like that scene in every other Star Wars movie where they're going through the friggin' trenches of the spaceship, trying to get through the Death Star or whatever the hell they're blowing up that episode. Except, we're escaping a giant space kraken before it explodes with bile. And shooting, you know, as we're going, and we breach right before the submarine. And you just see Cypher like glistening in the light of the dark, disgusting kraken, and it's very beautiful. It's like backlit. It's just you don't get it. Trust me, it looks really gorgeous, and just kind of like a swan into the submarine. There is a crash, but you can't see it. So if it's silent, it kind of looks like we did it, and it was really smooth landing and everything.
But it is really loud, the crash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it would have to be silent, because then you would, it is a loud crash. It's a robot getting flipped. We're not great at this. This is the first time we've done this.
A little bit of swearing.
Yeah.
Some smoke just pops out of the open door.
But the three of you fly through the air and are able to get into the submarine safely far before the worms and the horde of agony can reach the submarine.
Oh my God. Is everyone alive?
Present.
Cypher?
I'm, I think alive. Are we ready to blow things up now?
I'm alive too.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, obviously the most important. Anyway, let's get out of here. Drop the bombs, blow up the big fish, and never speak of this again.
Batten down the hatches, fellas.
And as the submarine like repressurizes and everything, the horde and the worms have almost reached you. When you are able to flip, all the right switches, press all the right buttons, and you release the last bit of payload that you had in the submarine. And there's just a flash of light. And we cut to back out in the water when the mutant way kraken just fully explodes into viscera, and we see the submarine safely ejected out from the explosion and going back up towards the surface.
All right, well, that was really easy, surprisingly. I mean, Gorpheus, we didn't even have to, really deal with that crazy guy. He basically just gave it to you.
How'd you guys get the key so easily?
Oh. It was... Don't worry about Cypher. We'll talk about it later.
He just threatened us and everyone Gorpheus loves, but I mean, each of us have gotten that happen at least 3 times by now, so it's about time Gorpheus made a real enemy.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, something's gonna happen.
You truly have a nemesis now, man. I'm proud of you.
there's like a flashing red light that kicks on in the submarine, and Kulak like takes a look at some scans and like,
Oh, this is weird. According to this, the sub is picking up some abnormalities. It says that there's a abnormal way contamination on the sub.
Oh, that's probably just Gorpheus. He's part of the New Way.
Yes, actually, I don't know if we've talked about this yet.
No, I've definitely heard about you and the New Way, Gorpheus.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I tell everyone, I'm sorry.
But no, this wasn't happening on the way down here.
Well, it's probably something like I kind of have a nemesis, so, he probably...
Maybe it's that bit of brain he gave you.
God damn it, Crash.
He gave you brain?
No, not exactly. It just,
It's just,
in the scuffle,
a new slang that we use in the business.
Gorpheus, I was pretty quick for getting some brain.
I don't like this at all, dude. You know what? It's not so much a brain thing. Don't think about it as brains. Just think about it as there was an entanglement. This guy stole a part of my crystal. Abnormalities. It happens. It's a way thing. Don't worry about it.
Okay, Gorpheus, if you say so.
Oh, geez. Now I'm worried that I messed up, but I don't know. I don't trust this guy. You guys trust him too much.
Well, what's not to trust?
You got to draw a line somewhere, man.
I mean, those dreamy eyes.
You can always trust those biceps.
Yeah, I don't see it, guys. I just don't see it.
Well, you were hooking up with the weird cult guy earlier today, so who's to judge?
And so the submarine returns to the surface. You, over the next several hours, pilot it back to the Cult of the Seekers, research base.
This was fun, you guys. I don't really want to do it again, but it was exciting, I guess.
Well, we're just glad we showed you a wonderful time. But if you ever do want to do it again...
I don't.
But in space, maybe, it could be interesting.
I think I'm more of like a laboratory guy, you know what I mean?
What about a space lab in a spaceship?
Well, I get space sick.
We have room. We could clear out Gorpheus's room. I mean,
wait, guys, I need that room. That's my room.
You guys return. You were able to return the submarine back from where you rented it, and the dealership is like, "Oh, it looks pretty beat up."
Joke's on you. We don't live on this planet, so we're not going to pay the insurance.
There you go.
And you are able to deliver the second key to the hegemonic mother, who is very pleased with your accomplishment and pays you an additional 10 cred.
Hell yeah.
For acquiring this.
I'm really proud of us, guys.
And so you guys know that there is one more of these keys out there that the Cult of the Seekers needs. And you know it happens to be sitting on the desk of one of the wealthiest and most powerful people in the entire Procyon sector. The CEO of the Engineers Guild. But that is going to be a job for another time as we go into downtime on the next episode of Escape the Dungeon. Thank you for listening to Escape the Dungeon. Escape the Dungeon is created by Dom Brass, Nate Brass, Zach Brass, and Mike Cripps, with editing and original music by Tyler Niddle. If you enjoyed this show, please consider subscribing and leaving a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app. To find us on social media, go to escapethedungeonpod.com.